And we're live.
They're like Gordon Ramsay rules. I love Gordon Ramsay shows. I've been watching Hell's Kitchen on Twitch a little bit. I watched like 5 hours of it last night. Just really liking it. TaylorMurka on Twitch. Been having a lot of fun over there. But Gordon Ramsay will lay out the rules for his competitions where he's like, you're going to cook breakfast, traditional, continental, beautiful. And one team will be eliminated. You'll vote for someone. They'll come up and I'll choose between the teams because there's red and blue team, guys and girls. You know, who's eliminated. And like within, I think it's 11 minutes of the show, he's breaking all his own rules and like doing sneaky things where he's like, I've decided you're all eliminated. And it's like, it's like, what? You can't do this. He's just randomly you're out. Someone burned. There was some guy who couldn't cook the cod right. He was panicking and he burned so many pieces of cod that Gordon's like, we're waiting on the fucking cod. And the guy's like, we're out of cod. And he's like, what do you mean we're fucking out of cod? You burnt all the fucking cod. Listen to me. Get out! It screamed at him and he made him leave. And he's like, I've never had a contestant burn all of an ingredient. Like, just all
he like hands him a fishing rod. Like,
oh, and there's like competitions that don't make sense. He's like, none of you can figure out how to cook scallops. And so you must dig in this 5-ton pile of ice and find the 40 scallops and then cook them perfect. And these are like morbidly obese chefs. Like they're really struggling after a couple minutes in the sun. 100% of them are smokers. There's one woman on there who's 27. It's claimed she's 27, but it's the oldest looking 27-year-old. I bet she's 6'1", a cool 550. Just
that's a
enormous.
full-sized woman.
And she's so much bigger than all the other women that she just like domineers over them. And like one of the other women on the team is just like, nobody, you fucked up the scallops. Don't get mad at me because you weigh 5 million pounds. And like,
she said that?
And she said
that's
that. And
a
I was
big
like,
dick
dude,
move.
2011 reality shows, way better. Way better. They were.
I have watched
brutal.
every season of that show. It's what's it called again? It's
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen.
It's tremendous. This is the first time I remember watching it.
Dude, I fucking love it. I've watched every seasons. I'll tell you what I do though, and it makes the episodes better for me. I fast forward through all the competitions. I only want to see them cook. I don't care about like when they're out there like in kayaks. They do a lot of physical-ish competitions. Even if it's just like cook this and then you have to like balance it on a board and like run over there or something like that. It's so ridiculous when the fat people start trying to compete. And it's clear that they're handicapped, essentially. They can't do this shit. And it's just comical. I don't like any of that, though. I just want to see them cook.
It's funny to watch them in the physical challenges. I like and watching them argue with each other. That's entertaining. I like that.
I like when they argue. I like when he tears them down. I like watching them cook when it's, you know, even if they do a good job at the cooking, I like that because I like cooking shows. I like learning technique. Like, I don't know why they're having such a hard time with the scallops. I can fucking cook a scallop.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? They could not. It was 2 full episodes of these fuckers not being able to figure out scallops. And there's only one time that jumped out at me watching it that it was clearly Gordon trying to just amp it up for no reason about the food. It was some guy named like Luigi Calamazzara or something. He's this big fat Italian guy, and he's just like, my dad's been feeding me prosciutto since I was born, you know, and he's like, I'm taking the New York style slice. I can make that for sure. He makes it, and it's like a little bit floppy, just exactly like New York style is a little floppy. It's not extra crisp, and like he brings it over there. He's so proud. They show the plate on the screen, and I'm like, now this is a delicious New York style pizza. A little bit of flop, but still crisp on the back end, nice and good. And Gordon goes, what the fuck is this? This is not New York style crisp pizza. Throw it, and he throws away this delicious pizza, and this fat Italian guy's just like, but I know this. I know that was right. Like,
or he'll make them fail on purpose. Like he'll pick it up by the crust and let all the toppings slide off. Like, your toppings weren't glued on. And it's just like, well, of course they weren't. You're supposed to like, you know, like get this thing and like fold it together and then eat it. Like
dude,
you just made him fail on purpose.
I want to see someone alpha Ramsay, right? He should be like, what?
Impossible. What? He's too alpha.
He's ready to fight.
If you're
and you can't hit the host.
New York chef, then you can say, no, you fucking limey Brit. This is what a New York pizza is. Welcome to my world. You don't tell me what a pizza is from New York. Maybe you know London pizza.
You're being screamed over 3 words in. Like he goes bananas. And one guy, he got mad at some guy, and the guy goes, all right, baby, I'll get it right next time. And he goes, did you just fucking call me baby? You out! out. And it's the middle of dinner service. And like at one point, there's like 8 people on each team. He kicked out 6 people from one
just
team.
2 left, and they're running around
trying to do it.
But the pots and pans didn't leave, just the people who were tending them. So now these 2 people have to run around herding cats, like, oh god, like stirring eggs and flopping fucking flambe, and it's ridiculous.
And the side that loses, like it goes. I was going to say borderline fear factor. No, straight up to fear factor sometimes. The boys team lost the scallop challenge, and he was like, "You fucked up. More scallops. We could have fed the restaurant twice, you dimwits," or whatever he said. And he's like, "So you will all be drinking scallop shakes. We've taken the scallops you overcooked and ruined last night, liquefied them. Enjoy." and like they all had to do that. And the fat guy on the team helped out. He like helped out with some other people, you know, eating it and everything, drinking it. The same way, this fat bitch on the women's team, it really showed the value in having a fat person on your team. The women's team, when they lost, they had to eat a bunch of testicles. And all the women were being complete baby bag bitches about it. They were like just cooked. It probably just tastes like meat. Pretty bland though, didn't look seasoned, but whatever. And all of the women were like taking like half pieces and doing like, "Ugh, ugh." The fat bitch is like, "That's 6." And she is powering through this plate of testicles. Like, I'm pretty sure they'd ask her to stop because of the challenge. You know, it wasn't one person doing it, but yeah, I think she ate 8, 9 testicles.
I like her now. I'm a little scared, but I like her in general.
Yeah, I like her too.
She's
and the thing about Ramsay, like, I've never seen him back down. Like he's ready to fight. Like he's willing to fight if it comes to it. I'm not saying he's a badass or that he's going to win the fight.
Oh, he's a total badass. I love.
But he's down to fight.
No,
if
badass implies to me that he's a fighter. Like I want to have.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Colby. No, you're not. Taylor did. I want to have Colby Covington compete on the show and see how that goes. You know, like
he would hit Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay would sue him, and Colby would be fighting for Gordon Ramsay for the next 3 years.
Okay,
or
I want that.
Gordon would be too quick with a sharpened knife. Shing, 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 shing.
Oh, if you give Gordon Ramsay the knife, I'm going with Gordon Ramsay every time.
Do you really think? I
really think Gordon Ramsay with a knife beats up Colby Covington. Yes,
really?
Dude, Colby Covington comes at him before he knows both of Colby's nipples are perfectly cut in Gordon's palm. 30 seconds each side. Perfection. One flip. And it's done.
I hadn't really considered Gordon Ramsay is a knife expert, right? I think of him as an old white guy, which is what he also is.
He's fit too.
He's really fit. He takes every opportunity, as I've said before, to show off the bod.
Fit, but
he's British fit.
The other guy is Colby Covington.
Yeah, but the other guy has a razor sharp Japanese knife.
Yeah,
that's true. And well, does Colby know how to cook? Because he won't even be in the competition long enough to get in a fight.
I doubt. I bet he eats like chicken breast and broccoli for a living or something. He's a fighter.
Probably. Yeah.
Like boring, bland, but very nutritious food. Yeah, so I've been loving that show. I thought for the longest time that I had seen a bunch of that before because like in my head, Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares got like bled together. And I was like, oh yeah, Hell's Kitchen, where he makes fun of the fucking restaurants or whatever.
If you can find, I don't know if you're able to watch it on your Twitch streams, but if you can go really far back and you can watch Marco Pierre White. And he's the guy who trained Gordon Ramsay. He was the original celebrity chef. And you can watch him, and he is crazier than Gordon. Like, he's actually got, like, a personality disorder. Like, he's not putting on a show. Like he's chopping vegetables, and, like, BBC 3 is there, like, filming him chop the vegetables. And they're like, well, you know, do you find that this and that works well in the kitchen? And he just goes, yes, as he's chopping. Well, you know, it's big dinner service tonight. Are you excited? A lot of celebrities coming in. Yes. And like 4 questions in a row, just yes or no. And they go, you know, Marco, we're really trying to make a show here. And he's like, what would you like me to do? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to cut myself? I will. Say the word. I'll cut myself. Would that be a nice show for you if I cut myself? And he's like waving this knife around with these bug eyes.
You know, there's
I'll cut myself.
This is good. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. They're like, this is exactly what we were looking for. And Gordon is working in the background, just sweating his ass off. He's the one like running and like you know, doing the bidding of Marco Pierre White, who's super accomplished chef. I think he's the only one who's ever given back his Michelin stars. He didn't want them. Like he's a whore for Knorr stock pots now. It's like an online meme. Every video he does, it's like he's making this incredibly delicious meal, but instead of like doing the traditional thing, he's like, and the secret is a no vegetable stock pot. And he like cracks this like plastic container open and peels the lid off and
do good
goops it
pots
in.
help much?
Pots and pans.
Pans maybe, like frying pans, and
it's really about heat retention and distribution, and cooking things evenly. And if you're doing a lot of flipping, taking a pan off of the heat, it really does lose a ton of heat rapidly if it's a cheap thin pan. So I think that's really where your pans are doing well.
Pans
like
I can
mattering.
see, but pots where you're where you're making soup or boiling like eggs or whatever it is you do with pots, like spaghetti sauce. It seems like the pot's not the key to it.
Yeah, I don't think the pot matters at all. I have cheap pots and expensive pans.
All right then.